Hey everybody. It is a very windy Friday night. Whoops. You can hear Tilly out there. She's excited because she knows I'm getting my work clothes on. But I have to film this in here because it's too windy to talk outside. But I received my order of bare root saplings yesterday that I have to go outside and plant. I want to get them in the ground today. Bare root seedlings are very sensitive to drying out, and their success basically is determined by how fast you can get them in the ground well, so in a good way. And it's supposed to rain here for the next, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. So I am going to do my best to get them all in the ground tonight. I think I have about 40 around there, maybe 30 to 40, and they're small, some of them are a little bit bigger. And I'll show you what they look like when we get outside. But essentially I'm gonna rush plant them, which means I'm gonna prep the site, either mow or weed whip the grass, remove the grass from the area I'm going to plant the tree. I'm not going to put wood chips down today just to save time. I'll go around and do that later. That's not an immediate need. And then actually after, I'm probably gonna buy some tree tubes. They're kind of like plastic tubes that protect the seedlings when they're young from deer browse, which you know we have a problem with. So yeah, let's go out and do that and make Tilly happy and throw her Fraser 1,000 times. She's so darn cute with this Frisbee, but sometimes it is a little bit, it's a bit much. They're just excited to be outside, they love it. I'm trying to pick my poison as far as tools are concerned. I want to travel light. I can tell you right now I'm overdressed. Okay, turned off the music so I don't get in trouble from YouTube. But I'm just going to show you what they look like here. So right now, when I pick them up, my friend and colleague Jacob from Outram Tree Solutions is a planting delivery agent here in Ontario with the 50 Million Trees program. I'll link it below in case you live in Ontario and have land and are interested in planting trees. So I kept them in a cooler, so they have to stay between 2 and 5 degrees Celsius. So I kept them in a cooler with ice overnight. I just got them yesterday and he picked some of them up about a week ago and some yesterday. But let's go outside. Just out here where it's not super windy just yet. I can see the rain clouds moving in. So these are some of the littlest trees. They're plugs. And then we have some that are, you know, have a sizable root, but it's really not too much to plant. You can see how big it is. Yeah, so what other? Gotta go get some other tools. One of the biggest challenges with bare root is desiccation, which I already kind of talked about. So I've got a bucket of water here and I'm just gonna place all the trees. So there's all their root systems in the bucket of water so that they kind of stay hydrated while I work on finding a spot to plant them. Just quickly, there is a method to my madness. So we had these other conifers, white pine, red pine, white spruce, red oak. That's it, I think, yeah. Planted in 2017. And since they were planted, their gaps have developed. So trees either died or whatever, we cut them out, whatever the case may be, there's gaps. And some of these trees, you really have to pay attention to the species because they have specific requirements. So either wet areas, like I got some tamarack, kind of dry areas, ones that are intolerant of shade. So for example, that would be black cherry, and we got some of those. And then I'm just paying attention to kind of the ones I really want to live. We got one tulip tree, which is not hardy up here. So I'm going to have to plant that in a pretty particular spot to see if it'll survive. So yeah, so I am paying attention to that. I'm not going to take the time to talk about each one as I plant it, but I'm going to show you the process because this is a really cheap but effective way to reforest an area, starting with saplings that are very, very cheap as opposed to large caliper trees like I planted last fall. I'll link that in the video below. Still waiting to see if some of those are going to leaf out. So anyways, let's get rolling here. The reinforcements have arrived. This has taken longer than I thought, only because we have to remove the sod, but it's starting to rain, so we got a motor. Okay, we're putting the last 2 trees in. Thank goodness Brian came home to help me because this was a way bigger job than I thought, only because we're removing all the turf to kind of block some of the competition. We still have wood chips, kind of clean up, and then we're gonna put the tubes on, but they're in the ground, ready for rain. So hopefully, I'm hoping for at least, I don't know, 50%, including like ones lost from deer browse. So we'll see. We'll try and water them over the summer if it gets really dry. But that's the beauty of planting saplings. They're cheap. And so, you know, you want to plant them properly, but you're not losing a huge investment if they don't make it. Good morning, everybody. Day 2 of tree planting. Yesterday we got the trees in the ground before the rain, and it is raining. But it's also super windy. Big surprise again today. Today I am going to go out and wood chip, mulch around all of the trees. I'm gonna make some pretty massive mulch rings. We weed whipped around them just to keep the grass down, which is gonna be a challenge. We'll have to mow and weed whip them here for the first couple of years. And then we'll get some tree guards at some point for them as well. So I'm gonna go out and do that. But I was thinking this morning, especially when we do things around the house here, normally I gravitate towards like the in-house kind of stuff. Case in point, this morning I cleaned all the bathrooms, did the vacuuming, did the laundry kind of thing. And Brian's working on some course material right now, so that's totally fine because he helps whenever I ask. But I was thinking about how sometimes it's just so much easier to have someone else do the work that you're not good at for speed and efficiency. But in doing that, you don't allow yourself to learn and you don't give yourself the time to grow. So this morning I was like, oh, Brian, can you go put the bucket on the tractor and then fill the trailer with wood chips? Fully realizing after I said it that A, I'm done the school semester. I have time now to learn. So I'm going to take that time, and it's not going to be perfect the first time. I'm going to bring you along just to show you, to practice doing those things so that I can become more self-sufficient or just learn more skills. Like, it's not even about self-sufficiency. It's just being a little bit more independent and learning how to do stuff myself that other people can do much easier for me. But the only reason they can do it easier is because they've had that amount of practice. So today I'm going to just take my time and practice exchanging the implements on the tractor, because it's really not that hard. It just takes time. And then we're gonna go around and chip our trees. It's going to be windy, so I am going to video it so that you can laugh at all my tractor bloopers. You'll be outside of the tractor, so you won't even hear my swearing, which will be good. So let's go get this done. Okay, we bought this Kubota. It's an M6800.
Brady Carlisle, Faith Hill, Little Big
Brian
Town.
rocking out in here. We bought this tractor last year, right around May, so right around this time. And I was hesitant, actually, to get rid of our old tractor. Yeah, just because, I don't know. I didn't want to spend the money, to be honest. But I have to say, I am so happy we kind of bought this tractor and made this investment, because first of all, it's way easier for me to use as far as the implements are concerned. It's super cushy. It's got air conditioning, heat, radio, as you heard, although that's distracting for me still at this point when I'm really trying to concentrate. Because it is a cabbed tractor, the mirrors stick out really far. Our other tractor wasn't, so you didn't have to worry. The only time you had to worry about hitting something was like if it was going to hit you in the head, because it was kind of like an open tractor, whatever you call it. Anyways, without a cab. So this one you have to be far more aware when you're driving. But it has basically, I don't know what they're called, easy on or easy off implements. So you can just basically pull a lever and unhook the forks to put the bucket on, which I super love. Even the back blade and the winch is easier to get on this tractor than our other tractor. So it is definitely an upgrade, smoother ride. It's got an air ride seat. Our other one basically gave you, you know, sciatica and all these other back problems if you hit big bumps. So yeah, I'm gonna get going here and see how long this takes. I feel like we're gonna be able to play some music while I try and do this, or maybe a longer rendition of some other very long song, but that's okay. There's really nothing else to do today because it's really rainy and gross and windy out. So again, happy to be in a cab tractor. Yeah, so the bucket is right back there. So I'm gonna drop the forks and then try and get the bucket on and bring you along for the ride. Enjoy. Second try. That is not bad. It usually takes me much longer than that, so that might have just been luck, but anyways, that went well. I'm still getting used to forward and reverse in this tractor. It sounds funny, but They are free rangers. I just checked on Fancy and she knocked some of her eggs out of the nest, so I don't know what's going on there. She might not have a successful brood. She was doing really well, but who knows. Who are these two? Go the other way, lady. Oh my gosh, I don't want to have chicken for dinner. Let's see if we can get a scoop here. One of the other big differences between this tractor and the other one is the other one I use the clutch a lot, and this one you don't have to use the clutch when you're driving, and I still continue to press the clutch, so it's not awesome. Gotta practice. Practice makes perfect. Juicy load. That is amazing. Okay, so one thing I want to talk about quickly is what to mulch trees with. Let me just turn this off. This might be too loud. I gotta turn it off anyways. Okay, when you're mulching trees, you should always mulch with composted mulch, and that is composted mulch. Really dark brown, where you can still see remnants of wood chips, but they are pretty broken down already. Now, with this mulch right here, we did have some soil, so it's mixed in with a little bit of topsoil, but that's okay. You do not want to mulch with stuff that looks like that if you can help it. That's okay for, I guess, like maybe the top couple centimeters, but the stuff that you want in contact with the soil should be composted, this dark chocolatey brown stuff, broken down, because it has all of the soil microbes and the nutrients that your tree is going to need. So this is nature's fertilizer. By doing this, you suppress weeds, you retain moisture in the soil, and you, most of all, add nutrients and those soil microbes that are going to break down that organic matter to essentially provide your trees with all of the nutrients they need to grow. So if you live in an area where you have enough room that you can store wood chips long enough that they will compost, do it. I'm sure people will drive past our yard and think that these wood chips are an eyesore, but to me, they just bring me joy because I know that they will provide for the trees. And so yes, it is labor, a lot of labor up front, but in the long run, it's way better for your trees. Okay. I am going to go get my little four-wheeler and the tools I need to move these chips and come back and fill the trailer. Heavy load. $49 to go. Back's gonna pay for this. Okay, we got her done. It just started to rain. It's chilly, not cold, just chilly and windy, but good for planting trees and mulching trees. So all we have left to do is put the tree guards on. We're not getting those till June, but we should be okay now that the trees are mulched. Deer have a lot of other food right now other than trees to be eating. It's mostly in the winter time and early spring that you have to worry about that, and fall. Black flies have started to come out, which is exciting. So anyways, hope y'all have a great day. You're thinking about planting some trees at this time of year. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.